All right, so I'm live with a new topic, which is how to assimilate Python for Rust. So Rust has amazing performance characteristics. The packaging system is amazing. And one of the cool things is to see if there's a way to integrate the languages a little bit more. And fortunately, there are several tools that help you do this. And I think I'm going to build things out inside of this Rust MLOps template here. That might be a good place to play around with things. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this code space. And I think probably the first place that would be a good place to start out with would be to use this bridge. So this Pi03 bridge. So I'm going to go ahead and look it up. Pi03. Here we go. Pi03 user guide. So this one says, welcome to the Pi03 user guide. This is bindings for Python. Now, I really don't know much about this yet, but I'm about to find out. And what I can do is just really look quickly about how to use this. So using Rust from Python. So Pi03 can be used to generate a native Python module. The easiest way to try this out is to use Maturin. Maturin is a tool for building and publishing Rust-based Python packages. Interesting. So what do? So you make a directory, cd, make a virtual environment, and then you install this. Okay, well let's do this. So, so we have this repo that's mostly a Rust repo, but I'm going to go ahead and add a little section here for this O3. We can put a little Python in here. It won't necessarily hurt anybody. So I'm going to add a section right here into this repo that says basically mixing Python and Rust. Here we go. And then I'll put a link to this instead of here. And we can say like, IO3, IO3. There you go. And now it recommends like to do this getting started. So let's try the getting started. Okay, and what they tell me isn't necessarily a surprise, right? This is kind of how I would use Python as well. Is you would make a directory, and let's in fact just do that. Let's just put the notes here so that I don't have to go back and forth. We'll say bash. So go ahead and do that. What we'll do, make directory, string some, cd into it. Okay. And then we're going to make a virtual environment. Now, I mean, I guess we could do that. I hate invisible virtual environments that are in my current working directory, but for the sake of this, I'll do it. Oh, no Python. Well, I think Python 3 is probably here though. Let's try. There we go. Oh, so we need to install some stuff, which is okay. I'm going to put this into the dev container. So this is one thing, if you're using code spaces, it is a good idea to make sure that you don't lose track of what it is you're doing. And so if you are going to install something new, just put it inside of here. And so we would just need to put in Python 3 venv. That, there we go. And I think, let's just double check. Yeah, there's a space. There we go. So let's do that. Type in sudo and install this thing. Okay. All right. So now that I've got that installed, I can create it. Okay, and now I can source it. It really does show of the irritations that I have with Python. It is, and let's just cut the requirements here, since it does make things a little bit more simple to reproduce. And so if I go to this string sum, we'll go to string sum here. And what was it? It's maturing. Let's go ahead and do that. And for me, I also would prefer to use makefile as well. And I can just grab one. Since I do so much stuff with Python, I can just grab a makefile. And let's just say like PyTest or something. Here we go. PyTests. Let's go to makefile. I almost can't not use a makefile now because it's just so simple. It simplifies so many different things. So I'm going to go ahead and touch makefile. And then we can just tweak it a little bit. Just say linting test install. Yeah, let's comment out some of this stuff now. And something like that is probably good. So I can just go to the makefile real quick and just say like, pylint and then black, right? So now if I just say make install, to just get everything in there. Okay, so what does this thing want us to do next here? So we got that working. It's telling me that still inside of it, now you can run maturin and init. This will generate a new package source. Oh, okay, interesting. So maturin and init. Okay. So let's go to the README here. And we can just say run this, maturin and init. Oh, and then ask what kind of bindings to use. I'm assuming Py03, but let's double check. Oh, select Py03. Okay, so that's what we want. So I'm just going to say return. So it initialized it. Now let's take a look at this thing. Inside of here, oh, look at this. It made a little Rust file here, which is pretty cool. So we have use Py03, formats the sum of two numbers as a string, and a Python module implemented in Rust. Wow, interesting. Very cool. So the most important is the cargo file and the lib.rs, which looks like the following. We have this, we have this, we have the name of the library file. Okay. And then we have this thing, which is lib.rs, which does some manipulation of strings. And so let's just double check here. Let's oh yeah, we have all those, we have that code there. So now we do maturin develop finally, and this will build the package and install it into the virtual environment. Whoa, this is actually kind of cool. I have to admit, I was skeptical, but I like this. So let's put this command in. We'll call this develop. So the reason for the makefile here is to make your life easier. So we'll go ahead and say make develop. So it's going to build the Rust package. And then what's nice about this is that we could use some super high performance Rust inside of Python. Okay. Looking good. I found Python 3.9. Okay, so we were able to do that, develop, and I'll put a note here that says that. So run it, uh, and then run um, the command that I just ran, which is mature and develop, but or make develop. All right, next, what does it want us to do? Just type in Python. Wow, that's really that actually seems quite simple. So we can just do that. We just type in Python. Let's try it out. So we just type in Python, and then we just say import string sum. So far, so good. And then we do string sum as string. There we go. Wow, pretty cool. Not bad. And then, run the following Python code. Python. So we do this. So in theory, now that I understand how this works, I could write my own stuff. And then the output will be this. Okay. The output should look like this. Okay, so that's good. Do that, we do that. So to run all of this as a single copy and paste, use the bash script below. So what do we do? So you do bindings. Oh, I see. So you could just make this into a thing. So using Python from Rust to embed Python into a Rust binary, you need to ensure your Python installation contains a shared library. Oh, you have to do develop here. Okay, let's do it. So let's try the other way. So that did work, which is cool. And then we could say the next one. We'll put this as using Rust from Python. So this is using Rust module from Python. And then let's go the other way around. We'll do using Python from Rust. That. And now you want to install. So install Python dev, which is important. So we would want to put this into a sudo apt get install. I think it's, if I just type in history, I always forget they change apt get install. So we want to add that to the dev container, to the Docker file. And we want to do one more, which is that. There we go. Perfect. And that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. It's all looking good. Installing Python from Rust. And so now I'm going to do that command locally here, which is this sudo apt-get install Python 3 dev. Looking good. Okay. So we got that working. To install it on an RPM, okay. Oh, now we just do cargo new. So we're going to say, so we want to go up a level. We're going to say cargo new. So let's put those steps in here. Say cargo new. And we're going to do something. We'll call this, wow, Python with Gil. That's pretty funny. But let's try this. Let's just say cargo new by Rust or something like that. Let's try that. And we'll do that. We'll CD into it. By Rust. So we'll put that inside the notes here. Okay. Again, I'm a fan of the makefile, so I'll just grab one from like Marco Polo Lambda or something. Let's just CP Marco Polo or any of these. So we got that. And then if we go to this PyRust here, PyRust, there we go. Yeah, it looks good. And let's see what the guide says. It says, start a new project. Oh, and add Py03 to the cargo 2ML. So let's put the notes here, which is tweak the cargo.2ml file and add this Py03. So we'll go here, Py03. Features, extension, 18. But that's one nice thing is that it can, this thing for Visual Studio Code gives me the versions, which is just really helpful. And then feature auto initialize. Oh, and add this to it. Dependencies. Okay. So let's add it exactly what they told me. Okay, auto initialize. And then here's an example to displaying the sys version and the current username. So let's copy this. We'll just tweak the main file here. So we'll go to source main and we'll just replace it. So let's read through the code here and see what it says. So it says use Py03 and we're going to say Python with Gil. So we're going to import Python code. I see. Let version, get version, let code, user, hello, I'm Python. Okay, I see. It's pretty cool. So I can just directly import the Python interpreter as long as I'm assuming Python is installed. And let's go ahead and just say make run. See what happens. It should compile Py03 with the Python interpreter. Now I'm actually quite curious what happens to the binary, because if the binary comes with Python, that's kind of cool. We're about to find out. There we go. Look, hello VS Code. I'm Python 3. So, I have to admit, I'm intrigued with this whole Py03. Let's say bash. Now, and we can just put here. We can just say add source code to main.rs. I should link people to this guide here as well. Just say follow guide here. So follow guide here. And I also should do, run. But what I'm really, really curious is, here's the question. Does the target binary have Python? That is the $1 million question here. So how would we know this? What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another terminal and notice, right, that it doesn't have a virtual environment. So if I just type in which Python, there's no Python. So although there probably is a Python 3, right? But I'm curious if I go into PyRust here, and if I go into target, Go to debug, and I just look at PyRust, what happens? Line Python 392. Hmm. And what I don't know is if I mean, I just don't know. If I copied this binary and Python wasn't installed, I mean, I guess I could uninstall Python real quick to just double check. I mean, I'm actually curious. Let's do that. Let's just do sudo apt get uninstall. But that could really get messy. Hmm. I am curious though. Does it have Python? Well, the answer is maybe. Maybe included. Included. Maybe. Uh, it does appear to be able to run Python if you go to the target. So this is very, very fascinating here. So if I just do this, if I just say like / this, and then we say rest, like that. Rest. Debug. Yeah, it should be this. It should be this. There you go. Like this. So follow up question. Can I bring binary to a blank code space with no Python? What happens? I don't know. That's a great question, but definitely intriguing to me. I'm quite interested in this now because both scenarios weren't too bad, and I would say probably building the the Rust modules that are imported from Python is the one that more people would be interested in because it's the high performance language. But both are very interesting, and I didn't realize it was actually that simple. And what else do we care about? We can see there's some other tools and libraries. We have some examples, a super fast Python module for reading and writing JSON. So it looks like probably people are just basically importing a lot of native Rust into Python so that Python users who don't want to use Python can do it. We can see this. This is a fast multi-threaded data frame in Python. I guess they're using this as well, which is this new data frame. And here we go, Rust Python coverage. Example, PyO3 project with test coverage for Rust and Python. Here we go, River online machine learning in Python implemented in Rust. So that's interesting. So if we take a look at some of these other things here, all is a Python library for online machine learning. It's the merge of these different systems, but it's written in Rust. So yeah, very interesting. So I think this is pretty good though for today to at least kick the tires here. So I'm gonna check this stuff in, get status, and I'll also put maybe a follow up. Like next lesson would be to build maybe build something more substantial. So we'll put a note here that says day 2 we day 2 task goal would be day 2 using Rust. I think a command line tool would be kind of cool. So like goal build a high performance Rust module and then app it in a Python command line tool. Not sure if I can get that done in just a little bit of time, but Sounds like a kind of a fun one to work on. So I'll go ahead and say git add.dev container, git status, add readme, add the rest of this, git commit, adding Rust examples with Python. So moral of the story is not too bad to actually build things with Rust and Python. So if you were worried about it, go ahead and give this a try. It's actually not bad at all. All right. Well, that is it for today.